Welcome to tonight's charting session. I wanted us to get together tonight because it's going to be an exciting week. At least to my mind, it's going to be an exciting 3 weeks. We're going into the Chinese New Year, Feb 8, yung Chinese New Year, and yung statistical history tells us that markets rally or Chinese equities usually rally going into that event. Moreover, to my mind, if by the time Chinese equities close up ng Chinese New Year, that should give us an entire month na walang negative news na nanggagaling sa China potentially. So that should again bias that window. So hopefully February will get better price action in Philippine equities. I'm also looking at the dollar peso, and the dollar peso looks a bit stretched. Mukhang magta-top out nga siya given yung wedge-like structure ng dollar peso. Although when you look at the DXY index, yung dollar index, medyo it's trying to break out. The only thing that I like about its recent attempt to restart its rally is that it appears to me that commodity prices are ignoring the dollar strength. So may divergence tayong nakikita in that regard. And that to me is a good signal for risk assets in the near term. So tama yung view natin na at the height na nagkakatakutan yung mga tao when the market slipped below 6288, that was really the time for us to watch the market closely, time to increase allocations. And we did. I said we're increasing allocation when the market fell below 6156. Ang nakakalungkot lang is very brief. Pagkatapos natin ma-record yung capitulation volume nung Thursday, tapos na yung bentahan. So again, volume analysis really matters and it really works. And nobody does it the way we do. So even though we got the levels wrong, because we wanted to deploy somewhere between 58.89 and 60.22, we did say that we wanted to start increasing equity allocation once the market breaks below 61.56. So short-term support now is at 6116. If you haven't deployed yet, you can start deploying as long as we're above 6116. If we break below 6116, then we hold off. We wait for the market to test support between 5889 and 6022. Very clear yung mga parameters na tinitingnan natin. Ulitin ko, pagka yung market natin above 6116, we can increase our allocation or we can continue deploying our allocation. But if we break below 6116 and you haven't deployed completely yung increase ng equity allocation mo, then you can hold off deploying until we settle between 5889 and 6022. So I hope this is clear. Now, within the index space, we did notice Bloom led the rebound dun sa index names, followed by MEG and TEL. I'm kind of surprised by the resilience of TEL above, ano ba yung naging close niya? Let me just check, double check ko lang. TEL is trading at 1990. I really thought that once it broke below 1970, didiretso na siya sa 1800. But it did. Medyo may divergence kang form dito. So TEL is going to provide some support sa market given its recent resiliency. MEG, I'm still wary about MEG. I don't like the name. While sobrang spot on yung call ko na ang buy window mo sa kanya is between 304 and 321, I'm just not a fan of the name. but it is a high beta name. So during green days, it can potentially lead out, especially since we did record several days na heavy volume yung naging trading sa kanya. So near-term oversold siya in that regard. So Wednesday, we recorded capitulation volume around 317. So over the past 5 days, ang pinaka-MVWAP ng mga tao nasa 326 level. MEG closed 327. If you bought MEG at 304, either you put your stop at 312 or 321 and all should be well. Ang pinaka-bentahan mo na lang na levels for MEG, let me just check. 338 and up. If you see MEG take out 338, then try to sell as close to 371 as possible. Although I doubt it can easily take out 338. But if it does, then sell as close to 371. Yun lang naman yung concern ko kay Meg ever since. We did the risk-reward math. Nasa 2 times lang yung yung risk-reward mo sa kanya if you get an average unit cost of 312 or 309. But other than that, it's tradable. It's a favorite pagka ganitong mga nag-improve yung risk sentiment ng market. LTG remains solid. I'm still bullish on LTG. I think its ability to hold above my reference line or yung pinaka line in sand natin ng 1366 is phenomenal. It just needs to take out 1494 to have a shot at testing or breaking the inverted or the neckline of the inverted head and shoulder I outlined to you guys several weeks ago. Take that out and then you get 1752 next. Take out 1752 and you get blue skies above 1752. But hindi naman mangyayari pa under these market conditions yung breakout above 1752. So I recommend if it breaks out above 1494, then take some profits sa top end ng range natin at 1752 and just scale back in as close to 1494 if ever it tests that level again. Since neckline naman yan eh. So pagka inverted head and shoulder, breakout, test of neckline nangyayari yun. Hindi siya uncommon. MPI, solid pa rin yung yung structure niya. It's still holding above 5. I'm impressed by its ability to hold above 5 pesos. But I would like to see MPI take out 540. It has repeatedly tried to take out 540 over the past 2 months. And it's just crazy how it's talagang may pumipigil doon eh. So either may catalyst siyang inaantay na hindi ko alam or talagang matindi lang yung resistance doon sa 540 area na hindi kayang basagin ng mga buyers. Pero siguro naman may catalyst talagang iniintay yung mga buyers. So they're just being patient about the trade. So if you want MPI, given its resiliency, then you can take a trade close to 520, stop below 5. You just have to hope that it takes out 540 soon, or at least during risk-on periods. Otherwise, untog na naman siya. Tapos, yan, mas higher na yung risk mo na aatras siya pag hindi pa rin niya ma-break yung 540 level. And then finally, SMC, our favorite non-consensus call. It's still trading below 60-20. Intraday, nakaka-frustrate siya kasi biglang mawawala yung buyer tapos lalabas na lang siya ng end of day. I would much rather na meron talagang seller na malaki na nagbebenta below 57.63 para naman madaling sumalo kesa yung napapwersa ka na hit up mo tapos ang lapad ng bid-ask spread mo tapos biglang pangit yung execution price mo. So it's tough if you're still trying to accumulate SMC at these levels. Parang ang mangyayari niyan, para makuha mo lang yung fill mo of ng SMC, you hit 60. Total naman may 400,000 shares doon na nakabara eh. Kung ganun lang talaga yung conviction mo na magiging maganda yung performance ni SMC given its structure, given its potential story, etc. And then, to me, it appears that there are developing themes dun sa trading range natin between 6.1 and 6.6 to 6.9. Yung pinaka-theme nga na nakita natin, sectoral, is gaming. I mean, if you look at gaming, lahat sila maganda yung naging rebound. Bloom, MCP, PLC. PLC being the strongest, followed by Bloom, and then si MCP yung pinakamahina na dun sa tatlong na pinanonood nating names na yun. We wanted to take Bloom close to 275 or even lower. It never got to 275, and it is what it is. Again, Meg, I'm not keen on that. Within the property space, I think si Ryan hit the nail on the head when he pointed out Poppy and the volume buzz last Friday. Poppy is the leader within the properties sector. So let's watch Poppy. I'll pull up the chart later. Malamang naman may magtatanong sa inyo about that. And then finally, I just wanted to reiterate that JP Morgan is calling a bottom on nickel prices. I looked at the chart of nickel prices and global nickel miners, and it does seem like they are starting to bottom out despite persistent strength in the US dollar. If that's the case, then we look automatically at FNI and nickel. FNI appears to me a bit stronger than nickel at this point, given that recently took back yung pinaka-reference level ko na 47. So parang magiging play mo dito sa FNI, para siyang PLC na nag-overshoot do sa target na 49 ko. Tapos, what you want to watch out for is it taking back that reference level. Kasi ganun yung nangyari kay PLC. Si PLC broke below my 49 and then took it back. When it took it back, it consolidated between 49 and 52, and now it's trading at 57. So, ganun yung pinaka-story for na pwedeng panoorin natin for FNI in case tama na nickel or global nickel miners start rallying. And with that, okay na yung mga points ko. You can start typing in kung ano yung mga gusto nyo i-cover natin ng stocks tonight. All right. IPM. I don't like IPM. IPM is a bit messy, liquid, and to me, it looks useless. At least until it takes out 960. It doesn't have a proper base resistance at 960. Support, closest support mo is somewhere 777. So unless you're going to take the trade on the breakout, then you might as well wait it out na ma-break niya yung 960 level. Or kung hindi mo man siya kukunin sa breakout, try to get it at the midpoint of the trading range, which is somewhere 869. Di ko siya talaga trip na after nung run niya towards 10. MA. MA, I would like to see MA take back 0.0109. Volume-wise, I'm not seeing any activity. Meron ba tayong activity sa MA? Manipis eh. Wala akong makitang significant na volume eh. Except 10 days ago, it printed 385 million shares. So if it can continue, if you see it print a series of 385 million shares, then you should be interested in MA. But for now, ignore na lang muna yun. X, X, surprisingly or not surprisingly, it held at the midpoint na dun sa range natin. Kasi yung range natin, 877 to 1487. And midpoint at 1140. So Thursday, it bottomed out at 1140. Now, head and shoulder structure to. So, ang pinaka-play mo na lang dito, if you bought at 1140, you hope that it can test 14 pesos, which is the neckline ng X. Kasi pag tinignan ko yung volume ni X, medyo nung nalalaglag siya, 4 times over the last 10 days siya nag-record ng capitulation volume. So, yun yung kinaganda sa kanya. May mga bumibitaw. Now, yung bounce niya na 4.2% is below average yung turnover niya. Nasa 1.6 million shares lang. So, I'm not optimistic about its prospects. While it can be tradable, then try to sell above 13.14 if you manage to take it at 11.40 or near 11.40. GMA7, it's trading at support. It's trading at 631. I can't add anything more to this. Hindi ko siya nakikita sa tape eh. So hindi ako masyado na-excite sa kanya. Tapos yung volume pa niya, yung pinaka-significant volume niya happened 13 days ago or 10 days ago. Mga 240,000 shares. So illiquid din siya. Not worth our time unless may makita kang crosses. Mukhang yun yung ngayon in sa market Si signal nila na in play ang isang stock by doing crosses. So let's just wait for volume to be crossed before we look at that name. AGF, I like AGF. I already said that 330 is the key level to take out. My sense, baka hindi pa siya in play talaga. Kasi pag tiningnan mo yung yearly chart ni AGF, it's just transitioning Parang max mo sa kanya is somewhere 347 if we're just going to base it on the high of the year. Pero having said that, live range naman tong si AGF So it could easily go to 4 pesos, back to 4 pesos or even beyond. Kasi limited yung history niya. So hindi naman necessarily na they're going to wait an entire year consolidating AGF and using this as a pivot before building on it for next year. Hindi naman siguro ganon. So let's watch it. I'm bullish on AGF. Liquidity has started to improve. So what we're waiting for now is it takes out 330 level. As long as below si AGF ng 286, no need to rush into the trade. Kasi kontrolado naman ng bears pagka below 286 yung pressure. So ganun na lang yung pinaka-reference natin sa kanya. Yeah. SLI. SLI, I like the name. It's still just consolidating above 75. It may take another quarter. Let's check kung tama. No, pwede naman siyang umakyat as long ang kailangan lang niya i-take out 78 cents first. If it can stabilize above 78 and take out 82, then it should be okay. Kasi nandito naman may pivot ka na dito. Tapos parang ito mga attempts to stop out itong candle bars na to Nang sa stop out lang yan sa mga nakabili dito sa levels na to So pinaka-reference mo pa rin dyan, 75. Structurally, on the daily, wala akong magawang kwento pa sa kanya It's just a trading range at the moment with yun nga, 82 and 78 as your key levels to watch. MRSGI. MRSGI continues to disappoint me. It has now overshot yung measured move from 370 when it broke below 318. So I'd like to see MRSGI take back 318 before I take notice on the trade again. Volume wise, I'm looking at, let me check. So medyo heavy volume the past 2 days. May capitulation volume tayo. So that's good for MRSGI na may capitulation volume ka. What we'd like to see now is it takes back 318 on something like 5.2 million shares. That's the only guidance for MRSGI at the moment. But if it can do that, then very wide trading range between 318 and 370, considering yung very steep drop ng MRSGI the past month. Max. I already posted a chart on Max. I think we can pick it up between 1194 and 1280. At least if we're going to base it on yung measured move nitong harmonic pattern na to. Having said that, if you look at the daily chart, nagsuslow down na rin yung momentum, yung downside momentum. So, pero no need to rush kasi kontrolado naman ng bears eh. Parang at the very least, come February, ang magagawa lang yan is magkaroon ng inside candlestick bar kung talagang decidido silang i-reverse na yung trend nito. Or worse, or better yet, magkaroon ka ng hammer ng February. So by March, you can build onto something. But right now, no need for you to rush into the trade. Again, lagi ko sinasabi, yung presyo less important dun sa direction. Kasi maging mababa nga yung presyo mo, pero masyado kang maaga dun sa trade. Mas matagal yung aantayin mo bago mo ma-reap yung rewards nung trade. Bell. Bell, I mean, kung mag-bell ka, parang sa mind ko, mag-PLC or ano ka na lang eh. MCP eh. There's nothing there at the moment. I mean, it's tough for me to find anything or to say anything constructive kay Bell, except that down siya by 27.5% year to date, and it should be tradable. Itong range mo na to, up to 287. Parang ganito mo na lang iisipin. The lower Bell goes, the higher the better yung risk reward niya for you if you're really interested in the name. Siguro arbitrary number, siguro pwede mo siyang pulutin close to 189 kung talagang gusto mo siya. Just based on math yan. Walang pattern, walang anything, walang measured move, walang nothing. Risk reward lang. At saka yung trading math. Trading math mo up to 287. So parang ganun mo na lang isi-segment kasi siya. So below 213, wala ka pa rin walang sense of urgency to pick up the name as long as below 213 siya. Pero I hope nakikita nyo yung style na pag nagde-derive tayo ng trading range, na pagka below certain support levels, tas makikita nyo yung trading math niya maluwag, na walang sense of urgency to pick up the name. Hindi siya common pero I think yun yung pinakamagandang paraan to describe how to attack a trading range. Like in the case of Bloom, ang pinaka-measured level natin for buying dapat was 275. But as long as it's below 350, to my mind, walang sense of urgency. Pero if you segment the range between 275 and 350, yung pinaka-ideal buy point mo was when it took back 311. So again, parang ganun mo lang siya lagi i-assess eh. Isa-segment mo lang yung range, tapos kung gusto mo yung name, tingnan mo kung nasan siya dun sa segmentation within your smaller range. Pero if it takes out 350, then ito yung pinaka-trading range mo, 350 to 5 pesos. So take the trade at 350, put a stop below 350, and hope it hits 5 pesos. Pinaka-hope ko na lang sa kanya, if ever it does that, ganito yung magiging next leg down niya. Na sinisigurado ko na pagka umabot nga siya sa 5, next buy level mo won't be below 350 again. It will be somewhere here. Unless mag-higher low siya. Masyadong maaga pa eh. Pero ganun ko lang iniisip yung trading math niya tsaka yung potential swings nung ni Bloom. Philex. Philex is trading below 392. So I'd like to see it take back 392 first before I do anything in the name. So ang key level natin, 392 and 416. Below 392, we don't do anything. If it takes back 392 and 416, then that's the trigger to take on the trade. Pwede mo rin isipin na overshoot lang itong 392. Ang problema ko lang sa kanya, if you take it here, I don't have a known support below 392 unless you tell me na ang gagamitin mong stop is 387 or yeah, 380, which is the close of last Friday. So pwedeng gawin mo kasi kung talagang tingin mo bullish yung price action na ni Philex, take the trade at 380, stop below 380. Kasi inside day candlestick siya. Inside days, pause siya. Ang problema ko sa kanya, it's a black pause. So bear still controlled the day. Volume-wise, meron bang interesting sa Philex? Yeah, 3 days ago, it printed capitulation volume at 390, around 870,000 shares. So if it can take back 392 on the same 870,000 shares, then it should be okay. Brown, again, it's still just consolidating near support level. We're not going to do anything here until I see it at least test 67. So effective range between 58 and 75. I want to see it test 67 before I talk about Brown again. Ang pinakamaganda na lang kay Brown ngayon, it is trying to transition. It needs to hold above 61 and not test 58 anymore para maging constructive yung subsequent price action niya. And again, I like the name. I would like to imagine na yung pagiging itong ganitong move niya is very similar to what happened kay Davin when Davin first tested 220 level and then pulled back to 170. So parang ganito natin siya dapat ini-imagine. Itong si Brown. Similar structure, pwede mo isipin na accumulation itong spike na to, tapos nang whipsaw out lang tong mga buyers by stepping out, by not showing themselves dun sa board anymore on the slide from 102 to 60. Pwedeng ganon. I don't know. But let's see. SPH still trading near highs, still trading above a key support level. Support level natin for SPH is at 245. Top end of the range still 270. The 270, we've had that top end of the range since last year, September last year, sinabi natin 270. So hindi na nakakagulat na nahihirapan siya or it's hesitating sa 270 level na yun. What you'd like to see SPH do, we'd like to see it print something like 1.9 million shares when it takes out 270. Right now, it's averaging around 1 million shares. So we need to see it double. Parang yung largest na volume niya happened 9 days ago, 2.2 million shares. Now, we need more. Yeah, the past 10 days, very thin yung trading activity dito. Itong walang buyers, walang sellers. It's just kaya ang pangit ng chart eh. Kasi maluwag yung bid offer mo. Tapos walang nag-trade talaga. So parang mangyari sa kanya, breakout trade na lang talaga siya. Unless talagang gusto mo mamulot between 245 and 270, pagdasal mo na lang na hindi mag-break 245. Otherwise, maiipit ka. Maiipit ka near top end of the range. TFHI. I haven't looked at TFHI in a while. After it completed yung harmonic pattern. Ito kasi harmonic pattern. So, pwede mo kasi isipin, para siyang brown na naman. Para siyang Davin na naman eh. Ganyan mo siya isipin. Na may exceed niya pa yung level na yun. Pag tinignan natin yung yearly, bullish. So, bias close to 67.60. Kontrolado. Up 5% year to date si TFHI. It's transitioning nitong January. So it needs to take out whatever close it manages this January in February and build on that candlestick para on this month's candlestick para maging maganda yung price action sa kanya. Ang pinakamagandang gawin nyo, kunyari, talagang interesado kayo sa TFHI, makipag-usap kayo kay SPY. Kasi si SPY, talagang tinututukan niya to. Pero right now, ang masasabi ko lang sa inyo, 67.60 yung key support level niya. And then you hope, come February, it starts trading above 76 or above 71.60. FGen. FGen is at 1774. I don't like the trade. I think kahit na mag-bounce siya from 1774, yung risk reward sa akin, hindi ganun kaganda. Hindi ganun ka-appealing. If you want a Lopez name, I would rather that you guys watch LPZ. LPZ, risk reward wise, malapit na siya dun sa preferred level ko, which is between 461 and 487. So let's watch LPZ. Or kung hindi man LPZ, you may also want to consider FPH. FPH is at range support, 1595. Ang problema ko lang sa kanya is hindi pa tayo nagkakaroon ng Lopez theme ulit eh. Lopez stocks na theme eh. And it's trading at range support. So, kahit na trading siya at range support, pero kung wala naman buyers na papasok at tutulong sa pag-push up dun sa trade na to, kung walang naakit dun sa name, it's not worth it. Lulusot lang siya dun sa range support. Pag tiningnan ko yung volume, hindi ko tinitingnan yung volume nito eh. Volume was heavy the past 2 days. So it could be interesting pala itong si FPH. It recorded capitulation volume at 5080, 1.4 million shares, and then it printed the next day 2.2 million shares. So there's a trade here. Okay, FPH. Just put a stop below 5095. Don't expect much from it. Basta trade nyo lang 5095 to 59. If it breaks above 59, benta pa more. OV. OV is holding support at 009. Could be a double bottom. Tapos, volume, wala. Largest volume happened 9 days ago, 456 million shares. So if you see an up day in OV and it's printing close to 456 million shares, then it's tradable. Otherwise, magda-dry up, may ipit ka lang. Kasi liquidity-wise, talagang hindi ganun kaganda na yung liquidity dito kay OV. So pareha lang din yung maitataya mo. So you're better off looking at something else. EMP. EMP, again, I'm disappointed in this name. Although dito pa lang pinag-usapan na natin na disappointing na siya when it broke below 865. And again, nagulat ako na na-break niya, nag-break below 750. To some extent, nakakagulat na nag-break below 750. But then again, AGI kasi, which is the parent company, is not doing well, or it recently broke 15. So sentiment-wise, may spill over din talaga yung price action ni AGI to EMP. Right now, if you want to trade an Andrew Tan stock, you might as well watch AGI and probably MEG. AGI, I would still like to see it trade below 1230, between 1140 and 1230. Pero katulad nung Bloom, yung example natin sa Bloom, wherein hindi na umabot sa 275. So baka risk reward wise, 1320 na yung pinaka key level mo. Pero as long as below 1320 siya, hindi mo siya kailangan pagmadalian. Baka pwede pa maging pasensyoso sa kanya. But even then, upside capped at 15 pesos. So that's an upside of 13% if it ever tests that 15 peso area. RHI. RHI, we already said that key support level is close to 56. Let me just map it out again kasi nawawala yung chart ko on RHI. Monthly kasi, kaya natin sinabi yun yung pinaka-support level mo. There's an unfilled gap previously dito sa monthly chart ni RHI at 56. So what we want to see next is it needs to hold above this effective gap support na 57, 24 to 56. So ganyan natin siya tinitingnan, ini-evaluate. So it's going to take some work since malaki yung naging drop niya, 3 months straight na negative yung price action. But I'm convinced that we're going to see this outperform in the second quarter. So let's continue watching this name. Let's continue accumulating whenever it breaks below 57 to 24, close to 56. Tapos ang pinaka-effective stop na lang natin sa kanya is below 55.15 if ever mag-break below 56 siya ulit. Ang fundamental target price ng mga brokers na tiningnan ko for RHI is mga nasa 90. My sense is it will exceed 90 bucks. Mga 96 yung technical target ko for the name. Not that I'm hyping. I mean, I have a small position in RHI. I'm still trying to pick up the name kasi nga very brief yung naging yung test ng support sa 56. Pero ang tagal ko rin kasing binantayan at sinabing I want this name below 61.89. Kaya ganun na lang din yung conviction ko dun sa name. Kasi ang taas ng conviction ko na aabot siya sa 61.89 at saka break siya below 61.89. Ngayon nangyari siya, pangit naman kung hindi pa rin ako bumili, di ba? Ang tagal ko siyang inantay eh. So that's the way I thinking about this trade. Picor found support near dun sa range natin, buy range natin, which is between 544 and 510. Parang very intraday brief break below 527 lang nangyari 522, and then it got some buying activity. It helps that oil prices have broken back above 30. So sentiment-wise, I fully expect Picor to trade better. As long as it's below 570, then we'll have time to accumulate the name. Pero yun, ang risk mo dito is pagka pinilit mong bumili sa 570, tapos mauntog siya sa 579, medyo risk reward mo, kailangan i-adjust mo the way you're going to manage the trade. Iaangat mo yung support mo or yung stop mo to mga 544. Kasi mas mahirap i-manage yung position pagka cost mo close to 579, tas downside risk mo or yung stop mo below 510 pa. Yun lang yung hassle doon. Kalata. Kalata is still holding above 3 pesos. It's an ugly chart. I don't like the chart at all. Pero ganun naman lagi. Hindi naman porket ayaw ko yung chart, ayaw ko yung pangalan, hindi siya umaakyat. Pero to my mind, if we're going to trade Kalata, siguro next quarter na. Hayaan ko na muna siya mag-consolidate below 332 kasi pivot candle naman yan on the quarterly. And hopefully, come second quarter, pagka maganda gising ni Joseph, itulak niya paakyat above 332. So, ganun na lang natin i-frame yung discussion dito kay Kalata. So again, for now, I expect it to consolidate below 332, or even if it goes above 332, it will be capped at 353. So range bound between 332 and 353 if it gets above 332. And then hopefully second quarter, better price action na for Kalata. I hope that's clear na hindi porket ayaw ko ang isang stock, hindi na siya aakyat. Annie still just consolidating near highs. Yung measured range resistance natin at 507 has continued to hold. It's currently trading below yung midpoint at 435. So as long as it's below 435, then odds are it can potentially test 362 level. How long is it going to consolidate? Let's check. It can potentially consolidate throughout this quarter. I would like it to slip lower. Kung makapunta siya sa mga 362 and start the base at 362 with an inside day candlestick like this for the first quarter, then ang pinaka-breakout level na tinitingnan natin come second quarter is 473. So, kung manalo si Binay, so masaya, ganyan na siya. Ganyan mo na siya iisipin. So, ang range na, again, pinanonood natin for Annie, 362 and 473. Siguro, makakakita ka dyan, it-test mga 473 repeatedly. Siguro tuwing maganda yung magiging resulta sa mga SW polls na makikita si Binay ang leading, pwedeng may price action kay Annie. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. Pero to my mind, it would be better for them if they just let it consolidate for the rest of the quarter instead of punching above 473. This first quarter. Meralco. Meralco has resistance at 307. It closed at 307 last Friday. As long as it's above 303.50, pwedeng i-test niya yung 321 area. It needs to take out 321 for it to make a push towards 356. Ang hirap lang bumili kay Meralco ngayon kasi defensive play siya talaga. So I don't expect it to do very well during green days kasi like I said, defensive siya. Nag-outperform siya during down days. And to some extent, nakaka-frustrate siya kasi yung outperformance niya need not be green. Ang outperformance niya pwedeng in the form of it will fall less than the market. So may ganong klaseng element unless may catalyst ka that can take out 321. But again, I would like you guys to start selling Meralco if it hits 356. If it falls below 303, then bias close to 286. Okay pa rin yan. Ganun pa rin yung trading math niya. 286 to 356 pa rin yung effective range kay Meralco. Again, 307 yung pinaka-resistance mo, immediate resistance mo for Meralco. Cebu Pacific. Cebu Pacific is now nearing our buy levels. Ang buy level natin is between 72.65 and 74.95. It needs to take out resistance at 77.24 to have a shot at testing 81.82 again. Pag tinignan natin yung yearly ni Cebu Pacific, medyo ang top end ng range is at 82.15. So parang ito yung pinaka-resistance mo. Ang kinaganda lang yan, buhay yung range, kayang-kayang invalidate naman yung resistance at 82.15. Ang pinaka-model kasi natin dito kay Cebu Pacific when I issued yung in trading idea dun sa buy levels na nabanggit ko earlier is yung pattern transition. Tandaan nyo to ito yung structure kay Cebu Pacific, kay GT Cap, ganito rin yung naging pinaka-structure. So ang gusto kong gawin nyo ngayon, aralin nyo kung gaano katagal yung consolidation na to for GT Cap before it zoomed up na ganito. And remember, yung after completing this pattern, tapos nag-range bound siya in this manner, hindi siya nag-breakout na spike talagang steady increases lang, incremental increases until yun nga, nag-start na lang siya mag-trend. So parang ganito yung, if you're going to take the trade, temper nyo yung expectation nyo na mag-zoom up siya. Ang magiging pattern transition nito, gradual increase or gradual yung magiging pag-angat ni Cebu Pacific if ever na tama yung basa ko na tradable siya at current levels. But again, you need to put a stop below 72.65 if you're buying Cebu Pacific. Ellie is a bit useless at this point. It's illiquid kaya very choppy yung price action niya. If you see it take back 75, then I'll pay attention to the name again. But until it takes back 75, I find the name a bit too risky. If you look at yung volume niya, bungi-bungi yung araw Maraming mga araw na walang nag-trade sa kanya. So baka hindi siya in play. Pag tinignan natin higher time frame ni Ellie rin kasi again, may resistance ka at 78. So 75 to 78 apparently your resistance kay Ellie. Yeah. If it's going to be tradable, baka next quarter. So pwedeng patungan ng ganito kasi maluwag naman tong fourth quarter candle. You just need a pivot candle first that you can build on before it becomes interesting to go. Well, to go has yung pinaka-resistance mo kay to go, let me check resistance mo kay to go is at $7, which is the start of year. It's still down 6.1% year to date. Support mo is at 6 or 592. which was yung sighted rip support natin from way back. It's just range bound. Problema mo sa kanya, medyo hindi ko alam kung paano siya mag-transition from here. Siguro tingnan natin yung yung chart ni Tesla, aralin ko yung chart ni Tesla. Kasi si Tesla, ganito rin yung pinaka naging structure niya. And then naging nakayanan niya pang to transition bullishly from here. So I'll have to get back to you on this name. But right now, all we know is you have a range between 593 and 12 with midpoint at 841 and immediate resistance at 7 pesos. Ang hassle lang kasi, so na wala na yung window niya na to rally when hindi niya ginamit when crude oil prices were falling Unless ang mangyari, earnings play siya na maganda talaga yung ma-print niyang earnings for the fourth quarter. And even if umaakit yung oil prices, the way if I'm right na nag-bottom out na in the near term yung oil prices. So kahit umakyat yung oil prices, hindi pa na-price in kung gaano kaganda yung naging earnings impact for to go. So again, earnings play to malamang. Tingnan nyo na lang kailan yung disclosure, kung ano yung price action, a week or 2 weeks before the actual disclosure, and then you just try to trade off of that. Sun. Well, Sun is useless below 90 cents. If you really want to take the trade, ang wala akong mabigay na buy level sa inyo. Siguro pinaka-buy level mo na kung if you want to take it below 90 cents, it's at 78. Stop below 78. I'll be interested in Sun again if it takes back itong 90 to 96 cents. Kasi pwede natin sabihin na ganyan siya. Lagi naman tayo naghahanap lang tayo mga elements na pwede nating pag-build on ng constructive technicals And right now, ito yung pinaka-constructive technicals na nakita ko sa kanya. This test sa 102, which can be the left shoulder of a potential inverted head and shoulder. Volume-wise, ang batsura ng volume nito ni Sun. Let me check. Useless volume, a bit heavier than the past 3 days, pero nothing significant. To my mind, we need to see Sun print mga 1.6 million shares to pay attention to it. Right now, it's just averaging mga 310,000 shares. So, it's useless. Last two names, medyo alas 8 na rin kasi at saka paus na ako. Poppy. Ito, maganda yung si Poppy. Yung volume buzz, tapos it's trading above 183. It held above 175. So what you'd like to see now is we want to see it take out 198. We also want to see it stay above 183 from here on. So if you're going to buy the name, put a stop below 183 and hope that it takes out 198. If it takes out 198, maluwag yan hanggang 245. If it takes out 245, top end of range natin 339. Medyo madali na yon considering yung structure na na-complete niya. Tapos yung 5 move, tapos ABC, tapos kung ano man yung magiging susunod na galaw niya. Constructive na siya. Yeah, so at saka nung tiningnan ko yung scatter plot, let me pull it up for you. Or tingnan nyo na lang on your own. Si Poppy yung leader over the past 5 days with close to 15% return. Yeah, over the past 5 days. Volume-wise, what we'd like to see from Poppy, let me check. We'd like to see Poppy print close to mga 3.4 million, 3.9 million shares to 5.5 million shares. If we see it trading that mga ganong levels, kaya niyang i-take out yung 198. Pero pagdating sa mga 245, kailangan niya mag-print by more than 5 million. Close to 15 million shares para masustain niya yung run above 245. Last name, Jerry. Nothing interesting in Jerry at the moment. It broke below 87. Ang problema ko sa kanya, walang pattern script from here akong magawa. Tapos may nagbebenta pang wealth. So let's just wait for it to stabilize ng 87. Total naman, wala rin namang Andrew Tan theme talaga. Meron lang Meg na nag-rebound from 304. And usually, theme lang naman yan para mag-spill over yung positive sentiment to the other Andrew Tan stocks. So until makakita tayo ng ganong spillover, let's just focus on those names na may liquidity. O sige, may isa pa. Lip. Lip, yeah, medyo pagka below 403, I would like to see it closer to 325. But even then, it's just a range trade. If it takes back 403, then let's watch again. But right now, I cannot put together anything constructive dun sa structure ni Lip. It's tough. I mean, it's capped by 450 eh. Right now, yun yung pinaka-level na nagka-cap sa kanya, which was last month's quarterly candlestick. Ang pinaka-ano pa nga dyan, pwedeng mangyari na masaklap para sa mga bullish on the name is parang ganito. Meron kang harmonic pattern kasi dito na mag-top out siya. Let me just show it to you. Pwede mag-top out ng ganyan Close gap. Pero wala naman tayong catalyst for it So let's just wait for it to fix itself up. But right now, merong ganong risk na mag-top out talaga siya sa 450 area. Last name, ito last na talaga, JGS. JGS, I think, is not worth trading. It broke below 60.50 as expected. Even if it rebounds from here, yung rebound niya will be capped by 64. So risk-reward wise, it doesn't make sense to me. I would really like to see JGS trade closer to 52.66. So parang ganun ko siya tinitingnan. And eventually 45.70. Pero masyadong matagal pa yan. Hindi pa na maaabot yan ng 45.70. I'm just uncomfortable taking it at 60 pesos. Although, ang nakita naman natin kay JGS, may tendency siyang maging illiquid. And whenever it's illiquid, kaya niyang gawin kung kahit anong gusto niyang gawin. So parang from here, if you take the trade here, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes back to 67, 64 and then goes lower. Basta kung bibili mo siya, just be wary or be guarded kung ano man lower high na ma-print niya on the daily chart. And because it will be the lower high that will kill the trade. Hindi naman yung pagbili sa support Yung pagbili mo sa support, okay lang yan Yung lower high yung papatay dun sa the trade Alright. Thank you very much. I hope tonight's charting session was helpful to you guys. It's going to be an exciting next 2 to 3 weeks for us. I really think and I hope that it'll be the case. Tapos we have GDP coming out on Thursday. So again, that's something uh, to look forward to. Kung may magpo-front run man ng GDP number, hopefully rin may marinig tayong magbulong sa atin kung ano man yung advanced GDP number. Pero hindi naman lagi tayo nakakarinig ng bulong. Again, thank you very much guys. Good night.